And now for the announcements we promised at the end of side 1. Sonata. From this month, thanks to the support of the British Wireless for the Blind Fund, the Enfield talking newspaper is available on Sonata, an internet audio player specially designed for use by blind and partially sighted people. Sonata offers another way for you to access our service and means that people who have moved away from Enfield, who are no longer able to receive our cassettes, can keep up to date with local news. Sonata devices need a broadband connection and are available from the British Wireless for the Blind Fund. The charity offers devices on free loan to people who meet its eligibility criteria. For more information, contact David Beard of the BWBF on 01622 754 757. I'll repeat that, 01622 754 757. Make a Noise in Libraries fortnight. As part of the RNIB's Make a Noise in Libraries fortnight, the John Jackson Library in Bush Hill Park will host a listening group where you can listen to a book or music together. The group will take place on the 4th and 13th of June from 10:30 a.m. till 12 noon. For more information, contact Gemma Panayi on 020 8379 2732. Again, I'll repeat that, 020 8379 2732. Email befriending service. The Thomas Pocklington Trust runs a free email befriending service for people with sight loss. This service is available to people with sight loss who are 18 years old and above. Service users and volunteers will be paired up and exchange frequent emails. If you are interested in exchanging regular emails with a trained e-befriender, then get in touch with the Trust on befriending@pocklington-trust.org.uk or 020 8996 1930. That's 020 8996 1930. You will need to complete a simple form to ensure that you are being paired with someone suitable, but we can do this over the phone, through email, or post this out to you. RNIB Technology Support Squad. The RNIB Technology Support Squad is a team of hundreds of volunteers throughout the UK, ready to help by phone or with a home visit. We are on hand to help install and use new technology such as Freeview, satellite or cable equipment, DVD players and switching on audio description, tuning digital radios, using telephones, computers or laptops, and sorting out problems with hardware such as monitors and printers. To find out more or to get support from the RNIB Technology Support Squad, call the helpline 0303 123 9999. That's 0303 123 9999. And now we have a sports notice. The 37th National Athletics Championships for Visually Impaired People will take place on Saturday the 15th of June 2013 at the Mile End Stadium, London, E3 4RR. Entry is free. For information, contact Ellen Weatherly on 07958 078021. I'll repeat that, 07958 078021. If you are experiencing any problems receiving your Enfield Talking newspaper, please phone Diane de Jersey on 020 8805 6578. She is your listener's representative and will be pleased to help you. Now to Katherin for our next story.
Edmonton MP Andy Lowe has urged the government not to scrap ASBOs after plans to reform powers to tackle antisocial behaviour were announced. His call came as figures released through a Freedom of Information request by the Labour Party revealed there were 11,930 reports of antisocial behaviour in Enfield in 2012. The reports ranged from vandalism and intimidation to the playing of loud music and public drinking. In the Queen's speech earlier this month, the coalition government announced proposals to replace antisocial behaviour orders which were brought in by the Labour government in 1998, along with criminal behaviour orders and crime prevention injunctions. The government plans to reduce the 19 existing powers to deal with antisocial behaviour to 6. It wants to make it easier for victims to get police involved in tackling repeat offenders and give them more of a say in what form of out-of-court sanctions offenders receive as part of a new scheme called Community Remedy. But Mr Love said the new measures will be watered-down alternatives that will do little to tackle low-level crime. The government is turning the clock back with its plans to scrap the ASBO and replace it with a weaker power which carries no criminal sanction for a breach, he said. My constituents have the right to expect action right away and help tackle an issue which is a huge worry. Nearly a third of people said that they had personally been a victim of yobbish behaviour or had witnessed an event in the past 12 months, and the figures for Enfield are shockingly high. But Nick Dubois, Conservative MP for Enfield North, said the reforms would tackle antisocial behaviour more effectively. He told the Advertiser, "The issues with ASBOs is that so many have been issued that they have become ineffective and in some cases were seen as a badge of honour by certain individuals. The government is bringing in changes that will allow communities to have a say in what sort of punishment would be appropriate for the individual in question and make it easier for the communities to get the police to act." The new laws are set out in the Antisocial Behaviour, Crime and Policing Bill, which is currently passing through the House of Commons. The next hearing of the bill will be on Monday, June the 10th.
And here are 3 items about sports in the area. Rising table tennis star Denise Payette has made her international debut after forming part of the England cadet team who competed in the Polish Open. The Ellenborough Table Tennis Club member is aged just 11 and was one of the youngest competitors in the under-15 event, which came to an end on Sunday. It was a very good experience for her, and she really enjoyed it, said her mother, Zainab Payette. It gave her real insight of the level she needs to get to. Denise will now compete for England again in next month's Cadet Six Nations event in Denmark. And for athletics, a number of competitors from Enfield and Haringey Athletic Club emerged victorious when the Middlesex Championships were held at the Lee Valley Athletics Centre over the weekend. Shaka Palmer triumphed in the senior men's 800 metres, and Bernie Hancock won the senior men's 3,000-metre walk, while Acacia Smith claimed victory in the senior women's 400 metres. There were victories at the under-20 level from Rakia Patterson, Gavin Locke, Namdi Amadi, Beth Grimsey and Amma Pippi, who won their women's 100 metres and 200 metres. Meanwhile, a number of athletes from the club enjoyed good results at the Bedford International Games, with Adi Adewale triumphing in the men's B-string 100 metres in 10.63 seconds. And to football, Enfield Town has been frustrated in their attempts to secure their first signing of the summer, when a last-minute change of mind led to transfer target Manny Osei joining Ryman Premier Division rivals Metropolitan Police instead. Town boss Steve Newen said he had agreed a deal to bring talented young forward Asai, who spent the last season at Leiston, but decided to leave the club as he wanted to move closer to his home in Enfield to the Queen Elizabeth Stadium. Asai even posted on his Twitter account that he would be joining Town, only then to inform you in 24 hours later he changed his mind and had decided to join Met Police. It's disappointing. I thought that we'd agreed everything, but unfortunately that is the way football is these days, even at our level. Newing adding, man is only 22 years old, is not the finished article, but he's a good young player, and I felt that we would have nurtured him and helped him to develop.
A brave 6-year-old decided to have her beautiful hair locked, all in the name of charity. Uma Shah of Lothar Drive, Oakwood, had her waist-length locks chopped off yesterday in order to raise money for St. Luke's Hospice in Harrow, northwest London. So far, the youngster has raised more than £12,000 in donations. Her hair will be donated to the Little Princess Trust, which will send it to China to have a wig made for children who have lost their own hair through chemotherapy. Her mum, Priti, told the advertiser she has been wanting to get her hair cut since the new year, but for health reasons, because the weather was so cold, I kept putting it off, telling her next half-term or next weekend. But then we saw on the Love Your Doorstep website there was a girl who donated her hair to the Little Princess Trust. I just happened to mention it to my daughter, and she loved the idea. Uma wanted to donate the money to St. Luke's because that's where my cousin, who passed away recently, was looked after. Priti said that she also had her hair cut off in solidarity with her daughter. She's quite fiery, but she has this side to her where she's moved by other children's suffering, Priti added. When we watched Red Nose Day or Children in Need, she would rush upstairs to empty her piggy bank and to give me the money to give to other children. I'm not a pushy mother. She wanted to do this herself.
An assistant scout leader from Enfield spent an afternoon mingling with stars from London 2012, along with members of the royal family, when he worked as a steward at Buckingham Palace last week. Ben King, 19, from Winchmore Hill, operated the information desk with two fellow scouts and was given the chance to see parts of the palace to which members of the public do not have access. The occasion was a garden party to which many Olympic competitors were invited. Also in attendance last Wednesday was the Duchess of Cambridge. The Queen later sent a message to the scouts to thank them for their efforts. Ben, who is a member of the 5th Southgate Scouts, which meets at the United Reformed Church in Compton Road, Winchmore Hill, said, "Up to now, the best bits of being a scout have been the chance to take part in camps and adventurous activities. I went to Namibia to help set up an orange grove to support a local community and to start a scout group, and to Denmark to a huge jamboree. Through scouting, I have friends all over the world. Going to the palace was a different sort of amazing experience." Ben hopes to go back to Namibia in southwestern Africa next year with the Southgate Scouts to continue the work they have started. He began helping out at the 5th Southgate Scout Troop when he was 18. "After all I've got out of scouting, I wanted to put something back," he added. "I've been training as a chef for the past 3 years, which means 60-hour weeks with some unsociable hours. But being part of a team of leaders means I can still play my part in being flexible with my volunteering, and so don't have to be there every week. Seeing the young people I work with develop is a huge reward, and I have a lot of fun too."
Crushers and diggers completed the demolition of a 50-year-old estate in Angel, Edmonton yesterday as part of regeneration plans for the area. The Highmead estate has been bulldozed along with the accompanying parade of shops and maisonettes to make way for a new estate which is expected to be up and running in 2 years' time. The 11-storey Highmead tower block is being replaced with affordable housing, shops, a community building and a health centre in one of the most deprived parts of the borough. The scheme is expected to attract a wider programme of investment in the Angel Edmonton area and is aimed at promoting apprenticeships and training. There will be new retail space in 4 Street with permission for shops, cafes, restaurants and a bar or pub. Enfield Council is working with Newlyn Housing Trust, which will develop and manage the affordable housing, and estate regeneration developer Countryside Properties, which is responsible for building the new estate based on designs by Hawkins Brown Architects. Oymet O'Connor, Enfield's Cabinet Member for Housing, said, "Our partnership with Countryside Properties and Newlyn Housing Trust means that we have the best of all worlds. We have first-class architecture, which has taken into account the ideas and needs of the community and a strong management team to provide housing services for the estate. In the 118 new homes with family-sized affordable housing, we are helping to build a stronger community. The flexible commercial space, a community building and a health centre are providing an attractive development with great employment opportunities for local people. Richard Cherry, Deputy Chairman at Countryside Properties, said, "We can now prepare the site to build the high-quality development with a landmark building as part of this. We very much look forward to working closely with our partners Newlyn, Enfield Council, residents and the wider community." Caroline Pennock, Business Development Director at Newlyn Housing Trust, said, "It is great to be on site on this really exciting project to transform and regenerate the site of the Highmead Estate. We look forward to continuing to work with Countryside Properties and Enfield Council to help create high-quality, affordable homes that meet the aspirations of local people."
If you're looking for entertainment, you might find it at Chicken Shed during June and July. So here goes. On tour, Tales from the Chicken Shed at Dugdale Centre, Friday and Saturday mornings for under 7s from 7th of June to the 22nd of June. That costs £6. Comedy night, 27th of June, is £12, £10 in advance. Fantastic lineup of top comicals. Joe Collins and Friends, 6th of July, £11, live music, pop, soul, funk and rock. Tales of the Shed, 28th of June to the 6th of July, Friday and Saturday mornings for the under 7s, £6. Tales Big Day Out, a mini festival for all the family on 27th and 28th of July, that's £8. Book early for children's week-long summer holiday schemes from 29th of July for ages 5 to 12. Now the box office is 0208 292 9222. Now I'll repeat that. Box office 0208 292 9222. Why not give them a call and enjoy?
You may be wondering why we have included the following notice on the news tape, as the job fair for women isn't likely to provide anything for our older listeners. However, here goes. Sponsored by the Enfield Gazette and Advertiser, a unique jobs fair. There will be recruiting going on, but it is a unique event because there will be many income-earning opportunities for attendees to consider. Securing a job is becoming more and more difficult, or is taking longer. So what can you do instead? Come along to the North London Women's Job Fair and find out. This event offers women in the community a different forum to explore income-earning opportunities, offer information on as many options as they can consider, such as skills training, apprenticeships and self-employment, and most importantly, a chance to meet face-to-face direct employers and get valuable feedback on how to increase their chances of securing a job. The event will be officially opened by the Deputy Mayor-elect, Councillor Ingrid Cranfield. The local newspaper, the Enfield Gazette and Advertiser, are sponsors of the event, thanks to Alison Cruz, the publisher. Remember, whether you are 18 or 65, you are welcome to attend and dress for an interview. Now the important date is the 6th of June 2013, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Dugdale Centre, Thomas Hardy House, 39 London Road, Enfield, EN2 6DS, and it is free entry for all.
Nursing heroes were showered with flowers, tea and cake as a special thank you for the work they do caring for terminally ill patients in Barnet and Enfield. North London Hospice organised the tea party as part of the global celebrations marking International Nurses' Day on Tuesday, May the 22nd. The hospice is dedicated to caring for people with life-limiting illnesses as well as their families, and its nurses make sure they have everything they need and want day and night. Pam McClinton, nursing director at the hospice, said, "That extra mile our nurses are prepared to go to never ceases to impress me. Each and every one of our patients is unique, and the way our nurses adapt to individual needs is something that cannot be taught in the classroom or learned from a book. It is something that comes from a deep-rooted sense of compassion, care, and understanding." Deputy Nursing Director Giselle Martin Dominguez, 46, has been working as a nurse at the hospice for 16 years. Explaining why she loves her job, Mrs. Martinez Dominguez said, "The reason I came into hospice care was because I like to give high-quality care to people, to have time to care and to be able to do the extra little things that make all the difference. I also really enjoy being able to look after the whole family because an illness affects them all. I think it's great to have a day specially dedicated to celebrating nursing. It's nice to be able to stop and reflect on my career and the fond memories of the families I've cared for and are now part of me." Anne-Marie Hammond, 54, has worked at the hospice for more than 15 years and specialises in palliative care support, caring for people in their last few days within their own home. She said, "What I love about this job is being able to help the whole family and being able to go that extra mile. Last summer, I was caring for one man who had always wanted to go camping, but he thought it was off the cards because of his illness. But we made it happen. That night, we were in a tent in the garden with his son and daughter, his wife and brother and sister-in-law, and even more people were inside the house. It was like a party atmosphere. He was so glad to have been able to go camping. It will always stay with me." The nurses were given a round of applause before tucking into tea and cake at the hospice in Woodside Avenue, North Finchley. Mrs. Hammond said, "I think it's really nice to have a day to recognise the work we do. It's the best job in the world."
Luke Giddings believes that he will be able to get Enfield, 1893, challenging at the top end of the Essex Senior League next season after being appointed as the new manager of the club. Giddings, who is only 25 but enjoyed an impressive season in charge of perennial Essex League strugglers Eton Manor, whom he guided to 5th place in the table, was named as the E's new manager last week following the exit of Gordon Boateng at the end of a disappointing campaign which saw the club have to settle for mid-table finish. And the new boss revealed that he is relishing the opportunity of taking charge of the E's and is looking to at least replace the impact he made this time at Eton Manor. "I'm very pleased to have got the job and feel like it is a step forward." Giddings, who has also spent time on the coaching staff at Cheshunt after deciding to bring a premature end to a playing career which saw him form part of the Stansted side, who claimed successive Essex League titles, said, "When I took the Eton Manor job last summer, it was quite a hard process to get a squad together in pre-season, and I'll be looking to get our squad together pretty quickly. I'll be retaining some of the players from Eton Manor, but I've already spoken to some of the guys who were at Enfield last season and told them that they are more than welcome to stay. We managed to finish 5th at Eton Manor, and I'll be disappointed if we don't do better than that. I should be inheriting a good side, but the chairman, Steve Whittington, has put no pressure on me, and we are using it as a building season." Giddings will begin to get his squad together when the E's start pre-season training in the last week of June, and the new manager is also beginning to formalise plans for their programme of friendlies. The E's are looking to arrange a series of mainly away games, largely on Saturdays throughout July, and the manager is hoping for the 2 games against teams from a higher level, 2 against fellow Step 5 clubs, and a further 2 matches against opposition from a lower level. Any teams who may be interested in facing Enfield 1893 during a pre-season should email Giddings at lgiddings@yahoo.co.uk. Meanwhile, Enfield have also confirmed a link with Ryan FC, with the hope that players from their sides will progress through to the E's first team.
Now, before getting on to the next item, read by Angela, here's some news for all you gardeners. Capel Manor is holding a free of charge open day on Saturday the 15th of June. It's on from 10 o'clock till 4 o'clock in the afternoon. As I said, it's free of charge. Go and enjoy, and let's hope the weather stays fine for you. And now on to Angela.
Nothing but luck is the key to a long life, according to one woman who celebrated her 100th birthday. Eva Clarkson celebrated the landmark birthday on May the 20th with friends at Azalea Court Care Home in Abbey Road, Enfield, where she lives. Staff decorated Miss Clarkson's room with balloons and banners, while the group enjoyed tea and cake and admired her birthday card from the Queen. Mrs. Clarkson, pictured in the paper with her birthday card from Her Majesty, was also visited by friends from the Haven Day Centre in Tottenham, which she used to attend regularly. She grew up in Tottenham and worked as a tea lady in Edmonton after leaving school in 1927.
We have reached the end of our programme for this week. Thank you for listening. So, from the team of
Angela,
John and on the controls, it's goodbye.
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 Please remember to turn over the address label in your postal packet. Put the cassette into the packet and return it to us as soon as possible in readiness for the next edition. Don't forget, you can call Diane de Jersey regarding any help you may require in connection with Enfield's Talking Newspaper. The Enfield Talking Newspaper will be with you again in 1 week's time.